He's late, not on time. Just like we're just watching Andrew Tate. If you guys don't know who Andrew Tate is, Cobra Tate. We had a lot of discussions about him on the Jeff and Josh Experience. You can see his sign's a little crooked. So we're going to be talking Twitter news. I'm going to get in. Oh man, my shoulder's still hurting. He hit me up and said, hey, let's do a show. So click like, subscribe, and share this, guys, if you want. We're going to give you some the last time we did stuff on like marketing and webinar. This time we're going to get into, I have so much stuff to do. Listen, emergency meeting, changing life consulting could go bankrupt, right, if we don't get more sales in. So we used to do contracting for everything else. Dude, I know it's so funny because my shoulder hurt. That's it. My shoulder hurt. I wasn't wearing a shirt because it was hard to put on a shirt. And I thought I actually thought about getting a tattoo. And I'm like, if I got a tattoo, all these guys who ever fight good, like boxers, always have tattoos, you know? Like, yeah. Think of one great boxer without a tattoo.
That's right. I'm going to get a tattoo right here on my chest.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about?
Emergency meeting.
So I literally just had that idea.
I had the same idea, actually.
Right when the Zoom meeting came on, and I ran into the other room, took off my hoodie, grabbed a shirt, and then grabbed my glasses and jumped in.
No, that's good. So yes. So what are you drinking, by the way?
Waters of Paradise, Screwball whiskey.
Really? Yeah, that's what I thought. No, I figured you'd do Twitter news, talk a little Balenciaga. Did we talk that yet or no?
No, we did not. I think we should talk about that because that's some pretty crazy stuff. And they haven't, if you check.
Am I skipping out or are you just skipping out?
Maybe I'm just skipping out because you're not skipping out. Am I skipping out?
Yeah, it's like bad Wi-Fi here, live stream. I want to get that on TV, dude.
Maybe that's because they saw the top G and they were like, oh, we got to cancel him. He's not allowed on YouTube. They thought it was.
I want to put your face on the TV. I gotta figure that all out.
I don't even know how to do that.
I know how. I looked it up. I watched YouTube or Rumble or whatever you want to. We'll teach you a lot of stuff, you know. So I looked.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about Twitter, and then what else are we gonna talk about? Balenciaga.
Twitter has all the news, dude. Where I find everything, because I'm on Twitter. You're on Twitter a lot, right? Did you see June of Viral Alchemy shared your thing? Oh, this is look.
I did see that. Yeah.
This is which is cool, dude. He likes your type of content too because he likes all that stuff. So this is the $50 TikTok shout outs thing. Send score, create issues list. Oh, I gotta create issues, like record new content Sunday. June's gonna kill me. Like, you're doing this. I gotta record, reset session proof. Oh, I'll go over the slides and correct the misspellings. Because we can do that. All right, let's go to Twitter.
Well, let's not do that. Like, I mean, why would we do that?
Well, I just want to show you what I did anyway. So
I took a look at it. Looks great. I'm sorry if I didn't send you that.
Oh, but there's misspellings, and I recorded last night at midnight, dude. And I'm in it, and there's misspellings, and I'm like, damn it. And like, I'm trying to get my brand, not that. All right. So in here, we'll go to that's for Balenciaga.
Yeah, BL. Yep. Yeah, there you go. You need.
So you can just go here and get the news. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
we have Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson
asking what the F is going on.
Coming up on here, being like, "What is going on?"
By the way, did you see? Like, I talked to Jasenia, which, by the way, that's still going to come out. I think we are going to title it that way. I took a OnlyFans girl to my brother's wedding, and this happened. It sounds so thing.
That sounds.
Well, but what was I going to say? Which I got to edit that too, dude. I have so much stuff to do. Dude, you see this, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, but that's see Jasenia, who's like, and you know, you're an actor. She was like, yeah, it's all messed up. Like the acting, like even her, dude, I watched something with her. She said the sweetest thing to me ever. She goes, I don't know if I want to bring kids into this world. And it was actually like, it was an endearing.
That's the sweetest thing ever, because you're like, dude, neither do I.
They cost a lot of money, man. And she wants kids so bad, you know?
So
I reality board with her on this channel. She was
in
live.
case anybody doesn't know what's going on, and I don't know, listen, I don't know if we're gonna get banned for talking about this, because
Why, dude? By the way, we're uncancelable. Andrew Tate did the 4-minute mile.
proved it.
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll go to Rumble, dude. I was actually on Rumble watching them today. There's so many different things out there besides it, you know? And now we have Twitter. Dude, we can go live on Twitter. Oh, did you see my video on Twitter with Elon Musk?
I gotta get my hoodie on.
Hold
What?
on. Did you see my video on Elon Musk's slides on Twitter that I did?
I clicked on it when it came live, but I was I think I was at.
And you didn't let it play all the way through for watch through rate?
I said I was at the gym. I was getting gains.
Yeah, like I see this here. I have John Leger and Elon on things. Let's see what he tweeted last. So yeah, but Balenciaga, dude, they're all pedophiles.
Right. So what had happened is Balenciaga was their clothing line. They make like shoes, they make clothes, they make all this different type of things. And they had done a photo campaign where they put children in the photo campaign, and they had bear, like them holding like bears in what is called BDSM, which search BDSM actually, because I know what SM stands for, but what is it?
It's bondage, breaking stories, and
no, don't put news in front of it. Yeah, is a variety of, what does it mean? What does it stand for though? So this is how much of a
bondage,
discipline, sadism, masochism. Okay, so I'm all for the discipline, but the bondage, the sadism, and masochism, that's
dude, with kids,
but
man.
anyway,
That's what's
so
messed up about it.
So the teddy bear, so the kids were holding bears that represented the BDSM. And these kids have to be no more than 4 or 5 years old. And when they look deeper into the pictures, I don't know how far you've gone down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, no, I saw there was so, dude, I watched it was like a reel on Instagram, and it basically said,
right. So I kind of want to, I mean, maybe we shouldn't do it. But I kind of want to do this. So Balenciaga, yeah.
Dude, Arturo, once they dropped Kanye, was gonna burn his stuff. Remember, to make it go viral? I texted him and said, "Now's the time to burn your stuff." You know.
BLANCGIA.
Dude, it's funny. I took the trolley to Midtown Miami. I'm in.
Yeah. All right. Sparked outrage over. Okay, so click on one of these, because they should have.
Oh, look at
not just the kids. Here's the thing. You got Alex Jones
and new rambling interview with Kanye West. That's
God.
like two guys.
Right. So these are the pictures, right?
To TMZ.
They're holding the pictures of these kids. I mean, and look, I mean, like they've got, remember Spiritual Warfare? Go back up for a second. See the girl on the left?
Where?
Go down. In the black, right up there. Yeah. Go up a little bit. See the little dragon? It looks like those. There was a video game that Jeff and I used to play called Spiritual Warfare. It looks like one of those demons that came out of somebody.
It's all demonic. It's really bad stuff.
So, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, obviously this is with kids, but scroll down a little bit.
Oh, well,
let's see if it, or maybe go to something else. No, yeah, because they're having more about yeah, here Trump called out Kanye.
No, what did he say?
He said Kanye's nuts. He's gone off the rails. He's not going to win. And
well, because Kanye wants to run against him in 2024.
Correct. He went to.
I can't wait till Trump calls out me, dude.
So, let's.
Did you hear Elon?
Go to New York Post. Go to New York Post.
Elon said he's gonna he'll endorse Governor DeSantis if he runs.
Yeah, I know, right? That's another crazy thing.
So, dude, he
DeSantis or
runs,
Trump.
I become governor of Florida. Then I run for governor of Florida.
There you go. That's actually a really good idea. And then you go,
And then go to president. Yeah,
scroll down. I want to see if it has the artist's name. Because there's two different things that there's been placed in. It's not just the pictures.
Oh, dude, the whole thing makes me like.
It's gross, but it's not just that.
I thought people were trolling, but nope, it's real. Maybe this is why Balenciaga left Twitter. When it first came out, dude, it was hard to find.
Yes, these are children holding teddy bears dressed in bondage outfits. Scroll down because there's other couple of things that they did. Here we are, right here.
The letter.
Okay. Yeah, so you know what this is, right?
Yeah, it's a court case.
A court case based on the fact that is the actual snippet of a court case where they said that child pornography cannot be under like the laws of free speech unless like it's actual pictures or actual depictions of children. It cannot be prosecuted. So it was like a victory for child pornographers. Right. And then there's another one, which I don't know if they have, but it's an artist, Balenciaga, frightening how many adults have resolved into this. Creepy, wrong. Yeah, it is. This is sick. This is disgusting. So they had in one of their books, they had an artist. Mm-hmm. His book, let's see.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. Dude, you know what? Andrew Tate, dude, and all those guys are not wrong, dude. Connecticut. America is getting godless. Like, I don't know, man.
It is.
I don't know where else this happens from. Like, we're really getting like Sodom and Gomorrah type times, you know?
So
we were talking about this on Clubhouse the other night. By the way, I'm going to be on Twitter Spaces. Dude, we should go on. Actually, I'll go on Twitter Spaces right now, actually.
Okay, so I believe it's called. So Google right now, this guy named Michael, Michael, Borre. Yeah, just that. Not that. BOMANS, that first one right there. And then click on, I guess, click on images.
Cannabis culture? Oh my God. Image, dude, I really want to. Like,
I just, look, dude, look. Look at that one with them all sacrificing in the middle, right there.
Is this the owner of Slag?
No, so what they would do is, during campaigns, they had this guy's books who created paintings that had ritualistic paintings. They had, see right, that, scroll down a little bit. Scroll down a little bit further. That girl in the office, click on that picture. Just click on it.
Yeah.
If you see in the background towards the right, where your mouse is, right over there, those three books are all Michael Borman's books. So in those books are the pictures of the things that we see, right? The rituals, the sacrifices. Some of them are cannibalistic, like these guys, they're dressed in like all black with pointy things, are eating like arms. It's insane. It's nuts.
Yeah, I usually don't put this stuff in my mind, really, you know?
So what I'm trying to say is like, this is all satanic stuff. It just is.
100%.
Like, whether or not you believe in it or not, there are people who practice this stuff. Like, you could say, oh, Satanism isn't real. That's all bullshit.
I had a witch. This girl wanted to get brandy and she was a witch. I had a good vibe. I'm on with the sales guy. He's like, why didn't you sell her? I was like, I don't want to sell the witch. And she just had those weird, like, it was like more the weird energy, but it could get into this stuff too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's there's definitely an evil. I totally believe. I think everybody believes in good and evil, don't you?
So yes. So now do this real quick. Search succulent, SUCCLENT, ENT, hot dogs. and then put Obama. Okay. So, right. First thing, fact check. Barack Obama did not spend $65,000 on prostitutes. So here's the crazy thing. Whenever I see a fact check automatically come up, I immediately go, oh, then it must be real. Whatever they're saying that is this did not happen must mean it actually did happen, right? So there was, what was happening is I guess Obama was sending emails back and forth, or Obama's team was sending emails back and forth. I think it was before he was president, asking for succulent hot dogs. And
I remember this. I remember hearing
right, exactly. So now, dude, okay, here's the thing. The claim about former president has roots in Pizzagate, a debunked QAnon conspiracy theory. So before even this happened, before all these emails were sent out, QAnon didn't even exist. None of this. QAnon, the conspiracy theories, the crazy people, they didn't even exist. But now they're trying to present it to us, this is a crazy QAnon conspiracy theory, right?
Dude, so, yeah, all conspiracy theories are coming true, man. It's crazy. Like,
right. So apparently,
the guy Clinton ran a sex trafficking ring in the basement of Comet. Oh yeah, I watched this during COVID.
Right. Yeah. So but this isn't even like what they're saying is they're attaching it to a story that was initially found that is false. So pizza and hot dogs are pedophilia codes. And that among them, hot dog equals boy and pizza equals girl. I don't think that's true. I don't think pizza equals girl. I think pizza just means children. But hot dogs will mean either a male boy, a male prostitute. And it doesn't need to be a child. It could be an 18, 20, 25-year-old, whatever it was. But here's the thing is, see, what is QAnon and where did it come from? See, it's like they're diverting your attention and saying it's QAnon. QAnon didn't even exist. QAnon didn't even exist when all this stuff came out. Just didn't. And they're showing pictures of Trump. Like, this has nothing to do about Trump. That had nothing to do. This is way before even Trump ran for president. Like, this is so crazy. Like, they're trying to reframe everything, right?
And for James White mentioned Stratford Chima responding to criticism aimed at Donald Trump after he served.
Fast food college players, corporate media ignored the WikiLeaks bombshell, seen exposing government waste.
I do remember him doing that. I love it.
So
it's like Ed Milet getting his jersey.
But here's the crazy thing, like, so I think a lot of the stuff like that was in House of Cards and everything like that was kind of like a nod to the fact that like politicians do this all the time. Obama was known under secret as Bathhouse Barry, right? He would go to the bathhouses, the gay bathhouses. He would hang out with guys, whether you either have sex with them or not. He just did. People knew him.
So I never really heard that.
Bathhouse Barry. See, that's Barry right there. Before Barack, there was Barry. It's back in 2016. I
wonder why.
I remember when I used to search this like years ago, there was also stuff on it. It's like it's all now not even there. There was Barry.
Everyone can reminds us of our
Now this is all on Google. We could try and search on DuckDuckGo or something like that.
Dude, it's crazy that like we can't even search on Google. We got to go to DuckDuckGo, like just to get news now.
Listen, if Barack Obama wanted to go get male prostitutes that are of age and consenting, good for him. Let him do it. Like I'm not saying that's factual or not. It's just like I don't know why we need to hide it. Like.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know because I think they're getting ahead of the story, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, but I don't know why we're talking about all this right now.
That's the thing. Like at the end of the day, we're talking about it. It's like, what can you go to do change it? You know?
Yeah, so, I think really it is.
What did Trump say about? Where did he say it about Kanye?
Okay, so it's not on here. It might be, but it's on Truth Social. Which are you on Truth Social? I don't even know if it's website platform. You could also just Google what did Trump say about Kanye West. I have the app. I'm never on it, Truth Social, but I do have it.
So who's gonna run in 2024? It's Kanye gonna run? So
this is it. I have it up here. Trump's Truth or Tweet or whatever it is, right?
it's Ye. What how do you say his name? Ye?
Yeah, I
Trump
think.
playing, dude, Trump's is gonna
So I help a seriously troubled man who just happens to be black. Yay, Kanye West, who has been decimated in his business and virtually everything else, and who has always been good to me by allowing his request for a meeting at Mar-a-Lago alone so that I can give him very much needed advice. He shows up with 3 people, 2 of which I didn't know. The other, a political person who I haven't seen in years. I told him, don't run for office, a total waste of time, can't win. Fake news went crazy, right? That's what Trump truthed or tweeted, whatever you want to say. But like the whole thing was like,
he is running for president as Trump to be running mate. When was this?
Right. That's what Trump was talking about.
Oh, he did. Yeah, dude, it's 2 egos, dude. Everybody wants to be the number 1 guy and have some.
I know.
I think that would be a pretty good ticket, you know?
For entertainment purposes, yeah.
Yeah, 2 entertainers. Dude, Trump's not gonna win. Did you hear Grant? Grant said he wished Trump wasn't gonna run again, which is crazy because he had him on his stage. He said on Clubhouse the other day. And
yeah, and I think a lot of people kind of think that just because Trump has become, he hasn't even become at this point.
Dude,
he has become polarized. Like, what's the last crazy thing that's said?
yeah, I don't like, dude. Here's what I don't like. I don't like how they did the whole onslaught against him. For that, it's like, oh, I want him to win. Okay, because of that. Okay.
I agree, yeah.
However, because he's Trump, okay, and he just is just a wild card. And I like that he's not establishment. I like that. I like that he's not just your Republican. Like, I don't know about DeSantis. I'm sure DeSantis is fine and stuff, but all these politicians, they're all paying each other on the back end anyway and doing handshake deals. And I don't think Trump really, I think there was maybe some of that when it came to the vaccine and stuff, but I don't think there was much of that. I think he really did what he wanted to do, which is why he shook everything up, and people hated him on both sides. But I don't know. I just don't think Trump is. He barely won against Hillary. I didn't think he was going to win against Hillary. He won Hillary. I do think. I don't even want to get on what I think about what happened last thing because, well, whatever. I think he did win last year. I'll say that much. I don't think Biden won. I'll be pretty clear on that.
Well, it's like, this is the thing. You look
at
it.
I saw a documentary, 3,000 Mules, and man, maybe it did a pretty good job on me. Anybody should see that.
The other day, that it's like, it seems insane to me that we can't you can't just look at everything that Joe Biden's done, President Biden, has done, and then you're like, really, this guy? Like, this guy is driving our country into the ground, regardless of your politics, right? Even the left is kind of like, man, who are we gonna find to run again?
What does that mean? What does it mean? Trump calls the citizen who happens to be black.
They're twisting it, right? Trump is racist because he's calling Kanye West a seriously troubled man because he's black, right? So he must be racist. He called him a seriously troubled man. Kanye West has just screamed at him during dinner at Mar-a-Lago, telling you.
What do you expect, dude? If I went to Trump and I went over dinner, went to Mar-a-Lago, drove an hour out here, and said, "Hey, man, I know your whole thing is you want to run for president, but I'm going to run, or you should be my running mate." Dude, you're going to piss the guy off. Like,
dude, either Kanye has lost his mind or he has the biggest balls ever. And I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. Listen, I would too, man. If I was dating,
that's crazy to go into somebody who has one of the highest egos, Donald Trump, and then say you should be my running mate.
So I did this years ago when Trump was. I put Newsom doesn't plan to run against Biden. Wait, Biden's going to run again?
Who else? Who else are the Democrats going to run?
I don't know, dude. AOC is eligible to run.
Oh, that's a good one. Opinion. The Democrats. Click on that.
Which one?
Go up a little bit. I think it is. Right there, New York Times. The Democrats should run back in 2024. This is just 3 days ago they wrote. We can see that Biden is no thing for 20. Buttigieg, Harris, even Whitmer.
Dude, I'm so mad it has to be. I don't think it has to be. I think Trump has broke enough stuff where it's thing. I don't think it
Dude,
needs
why
to be
can't
right or left. I don't think it has to be a Democrat or Republican. I think people think I'm crazy that you can't, but I really think the people believe that you can. I think you could start the Federalist Party again and say we're fed up, we're doing our own party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would.
And you could go crowdfund. Listen, you could go crowdfund money that ways. I could run a webinar, get signatures, get money, and go rank it that way. And people do it. And really, I really might do that, dude. If I'm really king of the webinars, the guy who builds the webinar, which I'm not right now, I'll admit that I'm building webinars for people, but that would be king of the webinar. Guy raises his whole campaign, starts his own party, defeats both Republican and Democrat under the fed up party that the whole America funds, you know?
I think, believe it or not, the majority of America actually kind of agrees with that. I just think
that's what I'm saying. That's why I think now is the time to do it. Like before, it was never like this. Before, it was always there was the Democrats, the Republicans. They kind of played nice. They didn't really agree, but we knew. Okay, let's. Now it's like everybody's like forget everybody.
This is the problem. Think of it. Share my screen. I feel like a little bit better if I could share my screen. Think of it like this.
Did you see what the Tate brothers? Oh, who do you like better, the Tate brothers or the Paul brothers?
I
like them both, man. They're both brothers, man. I like see the similarities, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like my screen is really clear. Like just the way, like, dude, the way Andrew Tate made a joke, and even the way.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, the whiteboard.
Okay. This is what I feel like. Okay, so this is, let's say this is, it's going to be a bad to the USA. This is USA, right?
Mm-hmm.
They feel fed up, right? I think as divided as we are as a nation, what's happening is the news
The news what?
I can't spell. Okay. This is I feel right. USA, they hate where we're at. The majority of the USA feels this way, whether they're right or they're left, or Republican or Democrat. They both feel the news is preaching to the USA, and they're controlling narrative. Whatever that narrative is it pulls out this. What is they're set up. What's happening is the news is that is together.
I feel like they're trying to censor you. They're skipping out pretty bad when you start talking about the news and their narrative.
Could be.
You have full bars though. You have 4 bars.
So it looks like a smiley face. So the news is just preaching to this, right? They're just saying, hey, it's a narrative, divisive. They want to censor certain things. All that we are perceiving right now and what the news is pumping into us, now it equals fear, which means we're allowing to be controlled. So what's happening is whatever they're telling us, whatever they're pumping into the USA is allowing every single person to think maybe that's the realistic thing, even though you and I both think, hey, they could be fed up. It could be people could be completely fed up. I could be fed up. If I'm a Democrat, I'm completely fed up. I used to love my party. Now Biden is the king of my party. And now all of a sudden I have to bow to every single different type of ideology, that some that I personally agree with and some that I don't, but now I have to agree with it. Otherwise I'm going to get canceled. I'm sure there's an abundance amount of Democrats and liberals that feel that way. And Republicans, hey, we want our economy to be back. We want capitalism to work again. We don't want to pay $4 for gas. We don't want inflation to be over 8%. We don't want our mortgage rates to be at 7% right now. There is an alignment, but the problem is then the news is pushing out everything to divide us. So even though we might align with how we want to move forward, if they can divide us, it's like this. It's exactly like the grasshopper with ants. Have you seen that?
No.
All right, this is the last thing I'll say, and I'll get off my tirade.
I agree with you, by the way. I know how we can change it. Like,
so let's talk about that. But go to YouTube.
The grasshopper with the ants?
Yeah.
By the way, dude, Elon Musk tweets. Like, maybe I'll just go to that. That's why it got me distracted. So go to tweets.
YouTube. Search grasshopper. A Bug's Life.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
And let's see.
Dude, I want to get a haircut. I think I'm gonna have to record my recession.
Go down.
Right now.
A Bug's Life, they all might stand up to us.
Oh wow. This is actually really good. It's how we should do the show. Wait, what's it not playing? Can you hear it?
I can't hear it.
Oh, because I muted it. Dude, there's a little trick. When you upload a YouTube video, do you know what it is?
No.
June taught it to me. I'll tell you later. We can't say it on here.
There was that ant that stood up to me.
Yeah. Oh, you forget about him?
Yeah, it was just one ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boys, they're puny.
Puny. Say, let's pretend this brain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one?
Are you kidding?
Well, how about this? You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay?
Our princess is secured. Glorious future.
Yeah, Mangazi, dude, did that about control. It's all about control.
So that's where we're at. So even if we are actually united, they have to divide us because we outnumber them, right? Just statistically, we outnumber the government. Of course we do. We're human beings. There's plenty more of us than there are of them. But if they can keep us divided, then there's never any unity. It's like the Tower of Babel, right? Honestly, it's kind of what it is.
Yeah. Did you see?
It was time to take a self-improvement.
This is the sales pitch, and I don't agree exactly.
So what you're about to see is not merely the framework and live a life of finance. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell attended a meeting of the International Monetary and Financial Committee in Washington, D.C. And the outcome of this meeting? The Federal Reserve ordering another big boost in interest rates, signaling to the world that their previous efforts to stop the skyrocketing inflation rates in the US had failed miserably. And as if that wasn't enough, the central bank raised its benchmark interest rate by 75 basis points. This was the very same rate that was almost nearly zero back in February. Now it had jumped 3 points. It's really all just a show for you and me to believe that they're actually doing something about it, that
So that's exactly it, dude. That's what I was gonna say. It's all a show. Like,
Yeah.
they actually care. Now, what does this all mean? Not a mere coincidence. I believe that they were carefully orchestrated and are simply part of a much larger plan. A plan which
Does
names
so
I
well,
cannot
right?
say,
Like, if
but
I
this
edit,
video
I would
will
edit.
take it down,
Look,
which is about
you see what that said? The Great Reset.
Yeah, I know.
to reach its completion. And if it reaches its completion, here's what it would represent: a complete collapse of the global economy.
It's gonna happen.
Destroy your buying power and get your
You're
savings
not
to
gonna
vanish
use
in
your
front
money.
of your eyes.
That's why it's all about what you have in here, knowledge, and getting ahead.
Complete control over your internet connection, travel allowances,
Won't be
bank
able to talk
accounts,
to you.
and even heating and electricity systems in your own home. Which, by the way, is why I find it so funny when people push for fully electric cars everywhere. You know, those cars actually have kill switches in them, but most people don't want to think that far. I mean, same thing with smart meters. You know the issue with smart meters? If you say something they don't like, they can turn it off. And overall, it would throw the entire middle and lower class in such bad living conditions that they would have no option but to comply and obey the puppet masters. Because if they don't, they will not be able to afford essential items like food and rent, meaning you won't be able to survive on your own. This is a shift that is not only going to disrupt the entire financial system, but strip us of our basic freedoms. Now, how can I be so sure about these claims? Because history repeats itself, and this plan has already been executed countless times before. And you need to understand this if you want to survive and thrive in a world where doing simple things like going to a restaurant or flying to a different country will turn into a nightmare where you will only be allowed to do it if you were a good little boy and you complied. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Take the
let's take
jab,
things back.
whatever.
Let's imagine
right?
you were just an average person living in the Middle Ages. You're living in the era right after the decline of the great empires, such as the Romans. Towns used to be constantly attacked and looted by neighboring armies, and money was very scarce. And food was also in short supply. And your diet consisted basically of bread, if you were lucky, and beans. And you had to slave all day working for the royalty in order just to even afford a diet like that. Diseases and plagues were plenty, and the world population was rapidly declining. That was a time where you didn't live life, you merely survived it. You were in constant fear of attacks, inquisition, and famine. And ladies and gentlemen, that is why this period was known as the Dark Ages. As a peasant, which was what 99% of people were at the time, you'd view the Dark Ages as a terrible time to be alive. But for a very small part of the population, the reality was completely different. For the ones in the royalty, none of that applied to them. They had endless food, peasants working for them, and then
I should go watch this whole video. We should.
Perfect time for them to accomplish this. First, they depend on break free of their trap. Happy with it. There's the people trust. Back then, it was the church and the Pope. These days, it's the little celebrity puppets. It's all of the disgraceful, dishonorable little men. I don't care if they have hundreds of millions of dollars. They sold their soul and they turned their backs on the people who put them in that position in the first place.
All right. So anyway, he really.
So
he
this
got-
is one thing that
down.
I know to be true about human beings and human psychology. When things are good, we think things are going to stay good forever.
Well,
when
not me, dude. Things are really good right now, and I'm like, okay, what's next? I think Patrick and David taught this. Stay active, paranoid. You know,
I agree. So, as a base, human beings, Jeff, not just you or me. I would agree that you and I think differently than most human beings out there. I think that's what makes us not better.
I think why I moved to Miami, dude. Why I moved to Florida, you know?
What makes us more active and makes us more ready for battle, right? As opposed to never seeing the battle coming. But this is what I will say. There is a psychology thing that it doesn't even matter. It does not even matter if it's you or if it's me. Human psychology is going to think this. And you and I will still think this no matter what, even though we could tend to be better and try and be better every single day. Is that whatever's good is going to continue being good, or conversely, whatever is bad is going to continue being bad. We tend to look at things like in this is what I mean. This is what we tend to look at things like. It's life goes like this, and we know this.
I'm just glad I can talk to you now before they cut off the internet. You know, I'm going to be grateful and tell you I love you now, you know?
So what happens is
That, by the way, that's why I'm starting the Elite War Room, is so like people can meet up and we can meet up without full technology and stuff, really get off the grid, you know? Like, I don't think that's a bad thing, you know?
I agree. It needs to be, and we need to start creating spaces more like that. This is what happens when
I
human
already
beings,
am. Go to the elitewarroom.com. Go ahead.
what human beings tend to do is, let's say we're in a dip right now. We focus on what this is, and we just see this, right? On a long enough timeline, it all happens all over again. But let's say this is let's say this is AD 1, right? And this is year 2022. Just 22. All this happens over and over and over again. But we tend to look at periods of our lifetime and say, hey, man, it's going to be bad forever. Conversely, same thing happens. When things are going really well, we think, wow, things are going super good. We're climbing up. Everything's going to be going really good. So part of me tends to think, what is happening right now? Are we on the downturn? And we're just looking as we go down and we're thinking, man, we're just going to keep going down further and further and further, because life has taught us, history has taught us repeatedly that these things happen in cycles over time. And they just do, always. Time is always linear in this fashion where it keeps repeating over and over again. So what are we focusing on right now? Are we focusing on the downward, or are we focusing on the upward? I think right now as a society, it's just incredibly down. That's what we're focusing on as a society. And does that mean, is it going to get better? Or does it ever get to a point where we crash and we can never recover again? I mean, what do we have in history that teaches us as societies that have done that? Rome, the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. Is that going to be us? Is that going to be our world? So it's interesting to think about. Is there going to be another rise, right? Do we think it's going to be really bad right now? Inflation's super high. We have a president who's president right now. He's out of touch with the American people and what their needs are at the moment. Do we think it's going to progressively get worse and worse and worse? Or is it going to get better? Is Biden just going to suddenly change his mind and he's going to all of a sudden become the greatest president that ever lived? Or is somebody going to come in like DeSantis? Or is Trump going to come back into office? It's curious we're thinking about, because life is cyclical and we go through these patterns. So is it going to get progressively worse, or are we going to get to an uptick? What are your thoughts? What do you think we're going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the whole quote, if you want to be the change in the world, I want to be the change in the world in some way. So I think it's up to us, right? It's up to the people who go out there. If we just look back and do everything and sit back, then yeah, anything left to itself will self-destruct, right? Second law of thermodynamics. But if we go out there and make it a positive force, which is one person with influence and a voice, and you get people together, same way, then it'll be better. And that's, whether you hate or like Trump, everything went up and was really good because he went and made unpopular decisions. What's popular and was right about trade, about this, and the economy was very good. He made business decisions for America. Take out Trump's controversial stuff. A lot of the business, hey, we're getting ripped off in trade. Hey, NATO is blowing up, right? A lot of things at the World Economic Forum, and those are, Bill Gates and all these people who really, they're the people who are controlling the puppets, right? Like, I'm just going to call it out on how it is, and maybe it's not, but until I see any different, I think that's what it is. So, and good for them, man. They made all their money. They want to play all their goals. Then here's the thing. We still, and this is exactly what Robert Kiyosaki, you remember, said, right? Best case,
Yep.
depression. Worst case, what?
Civil War.
Right. And what do we have? We have Andrew Tate with his posse of doing stuff. We have Aman Ghazi now putting out the message, right? These videos are getting taken down now. So whoever's saying it, it's like, no. We have Patrick and David talking about the men. We have Lele Hale Pern. You know who she is?
I don't.
Adorable girl here in Miami. She's awesome. She's gonna come on our podcast. Look, she talks about here. Let me put her up here. Layla here. This girl right here. So traditional women. She just did a skit on it. Let's see if there's shorts. Oops, let me go back here. Go to shorts, make it quick. This is it.
Toxic masculinity is one of the most evil terms I have ever heard. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. There's just literally toxic individuals. What it means to be a man is now being branded as toxic, whether it's being competitive, aggressive. We are now teaching boys and men to be softer. They're trying to turn men into women. And I think the reason they want to do this is because it's the men that go to war. It's the men that fight the tyranny. It's not women. We're emotionally not resilient or even physically fit enough to fight the powers that be. It's the men that do that. And so when the men are feminized, the government, those in charge, can get away with whatever the hell they want to get away with. Toxic masculinity is one of the most evil terms I've ever heard.
For a street fight.
But this is her. So she interviewed Andrew Tate. She actually hung out with Andrew Tate before he got canceled. Went out to dinner with him and everything like that with a whole bunch of people, right? So she goes around and interviews girls if Andrew Tate is, what's wrong with Andrew Tate, you know?
Right.
I personally learned so much from him. He talks about happiness. His content is for men, but I like it. He's empowering people, men in particular, and so they can't allow that. It's interesting because Jordan Peterson is also quite like Andrew Tate in terms of the message, empowering men to be men, and I love Jordan Peterson, but even they don't like him. And he comes from the institution. He's a professor. He's not messing around or anything like that. He's a great man, and they hate him because that's how deep the wokeness goes. I personally learned so much.
So you can see why I like her.
Need antidepressants. Let me teach you how to fight depression by yourself.
Sitting there believing that depression is some monster from the sky that strikes your brain and now you have no control over it and you must take pills every day is the absolute enemy to a G mindset. I don't give a fuck how depressing my situation. The only person who can change it is me. The only person who can change how I feel about my situation or try and affect the situation directly is me.
Need antidepressants. Let me teach you.
One thing Andrew Tate does extremely well. There was a kid who said he wanted to kill himself. You go ahead.
No, finish your thought, and then I want.
No, and he told the kid, "Well, know what? Go. Do you have a six-pack abs?" And he goes, "No." And he goes, "I want you to work out every day to have a six-pack abs, and then send me a picture when you do." Did you hear about this?
You still want to kill yourself?
Yeah, and then see if you still want to kill yourself. And the kid did it. And then obviously he didn't kill himself, felt better about himself. I mean, which makes sense too, because it's action. It's exactly what Tony Robbins says. He just does it in a very G mindset way, and he talks to that thing. Dude, you remember watching that video with DM Jeff, and the guy goes, that kid that they're making fun of, he goes, "Stop calling yourself the top G." And the kid was kind of a little awkward and everything. I was like, no, you should. Like, those are the type of kids who need that, dude. You know what I mean? A little bit, you know?
Agree. 100%. And anybody who's telling you stop talking about yourself in a positive manner, get the fuck away.
Yeah, you want to say every single day, and dude, you used to get mad at me, but I was more right than wrong. I'm the best. Nobody beats the Jeffster. Think of why I'm talking about running for president. People can make fun of me, and it doesn't even bother. It doesn't even faze me, dude. You know,
right?
I will say that there was a time when you do get surrounded by a whole bunch of people and you're really trying to do it and you're actively more than you are and you're not, and it really did affect me at one point. So I'm not going to say, but that's
this is the thing though. Like, I'm the best and nobody beats the Jeffster. Like, that's a great way to look at things in a very small portion. So look at my part of the screen, right? Nobody beats the Jeffster, nobody beats the Joshster. Let's just use my example so it's not seeming like I'm coming attacking you. And I'm the best. It's part of this screen. This is the world that I live in, but the rest of the world is this. So you live in this world where you think nobody else can do, but you're not even paying attention to the rest of the world where there are people who are better communicators, who are better looking, who are taller, who have more knowledge, more money, all of those different types of things. The problem with the nobody beats me and I'm the best is it begs the question that, is there a constant competition where I have to be the best all the time? Because if there is, then it's always a never-ending battle. Like, it's always going to be the never-ending battle. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't talk to yourself in a positive manner, but there also has to be a reality. I think this is the thing. If somebody's depressed, this phrase would kill them. But if somebody who's confident, this phrase fuels them. and this is the phrase, who you are is not enough. If I tell somebody who's depressed that, they're going to focus on that and say, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But if I tell somebody who's confident and say, who you are is not enough, that's going to fuel that person.
Yeah.
So be very
that fuels me. Yeah.
right. Exactly.
There was a
me
point
too as well.
There was a point when it did get to me. I didn't feel enough. You know, I was comparing myself to, all these gurus or whatever. Here, I want to show
Can
you.
you search real quick? Because I want to show you this. This is kind of funny. So you go to YouTube real quick. Or you're on YouTube, but
I want to show you this. Yeah.
And search. That's us. Oh, you're underneath my YouTube.
Yeah.
So just click on where can you find your history? Click on history. And that one right there. Are you ready for a new world order? Right? So scroll down.
Dude, I've seen this, but
a little bit.
You don't go to
Scroll
the
down.
clubhouse rooms, Josh, do you?
No, I don't. Scroll down just a little bit. So scroll up real quick. So context, right? So now YouTube has started doing this. They started pairing with Wikipedia, which by the way, Wikipedia used to be where anybody could edit it. Now, not anybody can edit it. It's only certain entities can edit it, right? So Wikipedia is being controlled, right? So New World Order. The New World Order is a conspiracy theory which hypothesizes a secretly emerging totalitarian world government, right? But then people at the World Government Summit are saying, we need to have this. This is something we need to do. So it's almost like they fact check themselves, but throughout the whole entire thing, they're saying, we need to have a new world order.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. At this point, the only conspiracy theory is that everything's
going to be all right. Thanks for the context, Wikipedia. I really just needed someone to tell me everything on the screen isn't actually happening. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. Oof. I got to read 1984 again.
Yeah, dude, like, here's the thing. Unless you forget, everybody knows,
Yesterday's conspiracy theory becomes today's fact. Somehow that always happens. And somebody puts the fact check. It's hilarious.
What is the group decoded? Yeah, dude, I went down a whole hole and I watched all this stuff after Clubhouse talks about it all the time, dude. They have all rooms about, and then Grant brings it all up. Grant's do you ever hear Grant talk about it? It's pretty good. All right, here. Well, while he does that, let's go over here. So I was gonna show him this, but that's fun. We'll show you that later. I got that from. Let's go into let's try and find the misspellings in here. Recall slides. So present. So we'll say that I'm Jeff the Entrepreneur, as seen on all these things. This can all be paid for with money. So you got to have the moolah, and you can look important too. I love just keeping it real. But even though I actually have the moolah, yeah, money is very important. Money gets you in seats next to people like this. Money gets you on stages. Wow, this is all money, actually.
The interview with Jeff, the entrepreneur.
These people pay me money.
So good.
I like this. I want to build another one. I just took Sean Scandles. Isn't this a good sheet?
I know. I was looking at that on your slides.
Dude, by the way, like without even realizing it, I'm at 5. Except for
I know. I was looking at that. I was like, where am I? Where's Jess?
I did influencer deals. I've invested in a software. Joint ventures is stuff I'm doing with Andy and like Progretta. That's a JV. High-end masterminds I did in Cancun. The only thing I didn't do yet is a multi-day conference. That's it. That's coming. Right?
I know.
I have a flagship digital course that I actually did work on today while I had a mimosa, because I thought it'd make my shoulder feel better. Keynote speaking, I thought group coaching. What?
How's your shoulder feeling?
Dude, it was great. I actually slept really good last night, and then I woke up and I did something. I was feeling good, so I didn't do you got to do the Ranga thing. Where you let it drip and hold. It's so stupid, dude. I think it happened because they called out Bryce Hall for a fight. I really think I could beat Bryce Hall though.
Absolutely, I won't.
All right. So look, did you read this testimony? This is
Thank you so much, Jeff, for going above and beyond in one call. I feel compelled to write something because Jeff poured his heart out into us for over 2 hours. For those that missed out, here's what we covered. This is the amazing thing about being in the CLC Inner Circle Mastermind. Your life will actually change. This is usually a 1 hour call, but because Jeff realized there was more to cover, there was over 2 hours. Jeff really does care. I'm glad to see he's creating impact in this world, and I want him to succeed. We covered sales role play live, building an offer, going through slides that's worth real money, high-level strategies for businesses, and he was a top G.
Yeah. I think there's too much. Oh yeah.
I watch him sit up there
Stop
and
here a
bro,
moment.
I can break down your whole scam.
You know this guy?
Doing it.
He's like, dude, he's just he likes
This is how you
talk.
do it.
Jeremy.
I think he's insecure. He hates Grant and everybody, all these guys. I mean, he likes Grant now because now Grant's like cool and stuff because Grant's actually done something. He has so opinionated. And the other guy, Jerry, who stood up for me, who was in the club, he's like, why you gotta hate on people like this? Like, dude, it does annoy me that there's like life coaches out there who don't really know what they're doing and they think they're like business experts that don't. I'm with them, okay? But I'm not
I agree.
And like start taking them all down. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing: true stands the test of time.
Guys, right.
Have you ever been burned?
So I just don't like the copy here. I think it's a little too like that. I want to show you this. It's all like, it's all right. And then I took some of the parts from it and I put it in here, but then I took it out and I just went right to, oh, this is what I realized. So I think I'm going to get rid of, because I was late last night. I'm going to get rid of all the like the sloppy copy and then just put this part in, because this is really all I need. This, have them take notes on this, because it's what I run every time. And then I could put in all the like, oh, you see, I put this in your live video. Why are you here? I want to put that up farther. And that's funny.
You're live.
I like that joke. Oh, I gotta upload another video. Are you still awake? See this?
Who is that? Is that Arturo?
Arturo, he'd get mad.
You find any value out of this call?
Because I figured, oh, this one I gotta delete out. That's because I was on the plane. All right, I didn't, dude. I was working on this till late last night. I did another. Dude, look at this girl. By the way, Dramus. Everybody. She's kind of like she used to be.
I own a consulting firm called Changing Lives Consulting. If you don't know it, nobody knows. If you know me as Jeff the Entrepreneur, if you need any help with anything, just being around amazing people, follow her, follow me, we'll do it. What else?
Awesome. I love the project around the.
So, because she remembered me from the coffee shop, she spoke on stage, came up to me. So,
My dream was always to hang out with Alex.
Inner Circle.
Ryan Rand. Dream big, guys. Dream big. We'll take care.
I look like a top G right there.
Guys, my dream was always to hang out with Alex Scott. Right here, baller and Bob.
This is a cool moment. You see this part? I don't know why I wasn't there too. I killed it with my speech, man.
You spoke? Yeah. What is happening?
Some of these people that have built Changing Lives Consulting, I used to teach behavioral middle school back in the day.
So I just put pictures of this. This is all the stuff people want, man. They want to
With Jeff the Entrepreneur.
Still my favorite one. All right. Well, here, I wanted to show you this actually. What else did I built something else. Where was the thing where there's misspellings? Base Twitter slides, you know. I think it was in here. It's in like, I gotta figure out. Oh, but this is what I want to show you. I gotta record that and like fix it. But this is why I'm so good at breaking down copy. Not just my Instagram software that I did that DM'd people online, right? Which helped. But if you look at this, how do I present this? Share, present. All right. If you look at this here, see this here? This was from JB. JB came a thing. So if I went to a club and I saw a girl, which I used to do all the time, I used to go in clubs, the girl doesn't see me, I'm non-existent, right? Then you go up to talk to a girl, you go around to a girl, right? All of a sudden she looks at you, you maybe say something, she just seems not interested, right? So they'll kind of do the play like no, just like anybody. By the way, I'm using a girl at a club because this is a way better analogy than anything else, right? It could be at a store too, right? So then she's not interested, right? But usually when a girl turns you down, and if you ask a girl about this when they're at the club and they just like, oh, no. They all of a sudden look over and think, oh, that guy's not that bad looking, right? So then by then you have to handle the follow-up, or then you have to say something, saw you again, doesn't say something. Then they're a little bit curious. then they're interested. They want to hear more. So like, they'll check you out. Then if you basically say something to them, then proposal is, whether asking the girl to dance, hey, I hate dancing by myself, the thing. Sale is her agreeing to it. And then close is her bringing her home, So I did it much better on the mastermind call. I told it really quick. But have you ever seen it? No.
No, I haven't. It's good. Yeah, I do see some misspellings.
Oh, this one I didn't even know there were misspellings. Yeah, let's fix it right now. This I put in the course, so I'll have to download it and put it back in. But I trained on this is what we trained last week on the mastermind. That was what he was talking about, was 2 hours, because I help people. I said, where's your prospect? Every time, because they had prospects, and I said, where are they? Do they not? And someone's like, I don't have any. I said, okay, they're non-existent. Let's get you existent. That's the thing. They're interested. Oh, I had people who ghosted me. Okay, great. I was like, you need people who ghost you.
There's also parts where you get somebody a proposal, you present them the opportunity, and they say no.
Right. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, dude. That's why the
you go back to handle and follow.
Closes sealing the deal, like getting inside, like closing it, getting the payment, the credit card numbers, cha-ching. Proposal is nothing. That's present. Oh yeah, this is wrong. Right.
Yeah.
Is that right?
No.
Opportunity. How do you spell opportunity?
I think you had it right now. I'm second guessing it myself. OPPORTUNITY.
Yeah, I had it right. All right.
Go down. Wants to hear more. Has questions. Okay. Curiosity checks you out. Saw you again. Yeah. Was there? Yep. Non-existence. No, that's not. Doesn't. DOES. Yeah. Doesn't like you. Non-existence. Doesn't know of you.
I mean, I could kind of leave these out and have people fill in what it is,
That is true. I mean, you could do the Patrick Ben-David thing where you just take out one word.
Right. Yeah. And make it like a workbook.
All right. I'm going to start having to make dinner soon.
All right. I'm hungry. Good. I could use dinner. Here, look at the misspellings in here. There were some when I saw them. It's in the copy. Which, by the way, this doesn't like all flow. Like I should make another one. I'm thinking of making it, send it to the graphics girl, but it's for a pre-qual list on a bigger card. Like I don't like I did this because it fit the other model, but now it doesn't fit the new model, So this is fine.
I watch him sit up there and guys, the wisdom.
There's a lot, dude. I just took all the credible things, and there's more, dude. I just loaded it with it, So, all right, this is it here. So, important reminder, I saw it when I was reading it. Since this is a $6,000 valued consulting call, and we only get paid for our time for our business, BUIS. Is it 2S or no?
No, that's correct.
Business daily, and we respect your time as well. We request a deposit of $100 that will be credited towards a service you pick or return if you find no value. We'll ask that you do these 3 things to get it credited back. Do not cancel or show.
Or do a no show on the call. Do not show up to a call in a distracting environment.
If you don't watch the video to the end and have questions.
Environment. This is not spelled correctly. Just right click on it. Or double click on it. It's environment. Yeah, no. ENVIRONMENT. No, that's not it. ON. Environment.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Is that it?
I think so. I don't know. I can't even see to be on environment. Now it looks wrong. I'm getting pressed.
Oh, environment. Yeah, that's right.
If you don't watch video, well,
if you don't, don't.
We only ask you do these 3 things to get it credited back. Wait a minute. This is confusing. We only ask you do not do these 3 things.
Yeah, I know.
These.
So we want, yeah, I know. I wrote it late at night. It was like midnight when I wrote it. So basically they can get, if they want the $100 back, right? They have to show up for the call. They have to have a night and they have to watch this video all to the end. If they just, it's a deposit they're going to put down that will credit it. Like usually most people put 100 are going to buy the process. That's why the best thing we ever did was take $50 to $500 deposit because they're already pot committed, and then when I give them the price and I say, oh, I take $100 off, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, might as well,
We only ask you to do these 3 things to get it credited back.
Oh, you don't even have to put credit back. Nobody actually has asked for it back. Let's do these things before the call,
Hold on, we're asking them to do these things. But then we're telling them what it happens if they do.
Right.
We're telling, so we only ask you to do these 3 things before the call. Or I don't know why this is so confusing because it's double negatives. That's why. We only ask you to do these 3 things before the call.
So please don't do these things, which, so we'll just keep it all the same.
We only ask you to do these 3 things before the call. Or it's never do these 3 things. If you do not, because you're asking them to do not cancel, but like, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I know. So I'll just take out these and say, show at the beginning, they ask you these things, show on time and do not cancel.
Be present and not distracted.
24-hour notice, like 20 or 48-hour notice. Be present
and not distracted.
I almost think like people sometimes call from their car and stuff,
Yeah.
And then
yeah, I don't even get what that means. A, yeah. No A. E. Completion, yeah. No, you're right. That's completion, you're right.
Please watch this video until completion.
That's not bold. Well, the other ones are bold.
Okay. This will just help people save my time. Pretty soon I'll be a top G. All right, what to say, where to say. It's funny, I've heard of top G before. You just made it funny. What font is this? Same font, just bolded.
Davis, no, yeah.
That's like my signature font.
All right, do this. This is not even a show for anybody else right now. This is just working on your webinar.
It's not a webinar, it's a pre-qual thing. There was another.
Regardless.
There's a mistake here too.
All right, so do you want to continue the show or stop the show and then we could just do this? Because this is not entertaining.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we'll stop.
I mean, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. All our viewers on Rumble.
Well, trust me, we're gonna get plenty of viewers after this one.
Dude, no. Well, not only that, dude. Yeah, I know. We talked to everything that will get us canceled. We'll be on Rumble.
That's what I mean after this one. Yeah, I mean,
No,
we've
but
got-
dude, June's totally doing, dude, did you see his channel on YouTube? It's taking off. He's already up to, he's already up to like 100 subscribers without even like asking people to subscribe. You know?
that's awesome.
It's SEO, yeah. He knows what he's doing. We got the right guy. All right, we'll end the show. So new show tomorrow, we'll do a show daily, every day.
I mean, I can do shows on the weekend, but tomorrow starts with some serious work.
Okay, next Saturday.
Yeah, well, let's definitely plan on next Saturday. And then, I mean, if I got opening
It'll pop up.
time,
So if you guys are watching, click like, subscribe, hit the bell so you can be notified. And then, dude, what would you want to? Because I want to put it on the TV. I'm gonna do it like Cardone Zone, dude. Like I looked up. I know it's a lot of work, dude. Look at all this stuff I got. By the way, I have not looked up the Road Podcaster Pro my things successfully yet. I'm gonna look up this computer. This is the SD card that goes in the Road Podcaster. This was like a $70 adapter cord. This is an HDMI thing to go from here to the computer, so I could just put you live on here on Zoom.
that'll be awesome.
And then I can plug off. And then, dude, the only thing I'm so mad about with the Turo for the tripod, because I'm gonna run it through the DSLR. I gotta put the DSLR on here. We lost the freaking thing on here because then I can run the camera right through that. I can see you when I flip the DSLR around from the back, and I can sit here and do the show with you right on the background.
That would be very cool. Yeah,
Dude,
I mean,
I can do it. It won't take that long to set up. I'm just here by myself, dude. It's very boring. And then like I hurt my shoulder, so I went on, I started talking to girls because I was hurt.
all right. I think it's time to wrap this up.
All right.
Anything else you plug?
No, if you guys want to talk to me, you have to do a pre-qual. You have to watch a pre-qual video before, which will be done, and record it. And then the book, gettingrichrecession.com. I'm finishing writing my new schedule. Josh, anything you want to plug?
Join masteringmanagement.com for all your management needs, and joshlewisleader.com.
Yeah, I should do some mastering management. Now that I have a whole team, I could really use that. All right. Ace of spades. Peace. So I'm gonna.
Peace.
There. Oh, well, that was recording.